feels good. Hello, Teen Wolf fans. Tonight we're discussing Season 6, Episode 2, Superposition, with special guest Khylin Rambo. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, AfterBuzzers. Once again, we're discussing Teen Wolf Season 6, Episode 2, Superposition. I'm your host this evening, Kristen Snyder. You can follow me at Cinematic Escape on Twitter. Joining me this evening, Alana Jordan.
Hey, what up, everybody? I'm Alana Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at That Alana Jordan Girl.
And our special guest this evening plays Mason on MTV's Teen Wolf. Please welcome Khylin Rambo.
What's going on, guys? You guys are really fast with those social medias. Like I think Twitter, Khylin Rambo. Khylin Rambo. I don't know.
I think it's Khylin Rambo. We have it at the bottom underneath,
okay,
so that
good.
they'll be able to get the spelling.
Okay.
Your name is amazing.
Yeah,
by the
it's
way.
a good icebreaker, definitely. Because people don't think it's real. I don't know how it came up with, how my parents came up with it, but yeah, it's awesome.
You're the only Khylin Rambo I know.
I know. Yeah, and there's a lot of silent H's in there.
I love it.
Yeah,
I like it.
pretty cool.
It's very unique.
Yeah, try to
Which is just like the Teen Wolf world.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a way to
I'm in the
describe
real
it, yeah.
superposition tonight because I get to sit next to Kylin.
Oh
Yeah, definitely.
That's why it was
I
named
know.
that.
I'm a little jealous. I'm all alone over here tonight. But let's go ahead and get into what it's like working on the Teen Wolf show. Do you get pranked behind the scenes?
Well,
what happens?
Yeah, there's no pranking, but
No?
it's just like everyone's definitely a family. And that's
Yeah.
like that's said in a lot of shows, but it's so true, man. Like we love what we do. We bring our skateboards. We all just hang out. Like it's just good food, free food. We do what we love, and it's just there's no really. I wish we could come up with some really good pranks. That's something that's missing, but there's just too many like good happy vibes for that. I guess I don't know. It's amazing. I love
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Who's like the funniest guy behind the scenes?
Oh man, we all make each other laugh. That's
Yeah.
actually like the danger of like group scenes because like it's really serious stuff going on in Beacon Hills.
Yeah,
But it's just
that's
like
good.
if something like if we say like a word wrong, like there's like this word, photogynous. Like okay, now just have a bunch of dudes just say photogynous like with a straight face, and sometimes we just still have like that third grader mentality. So it's
Is this
hard.
a word from the script?
It's a word. It's coming out. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I mean, it's not really big. It's just like an interesting word that I had to say.
Everyone's
But,
Googling it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
it's funny. Like we all kind of make each other laugh. I don't know who's the funniest. Posy's hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
Posy's just always like, he's
We
hilarious.
love Tyler.
I love him.
Well,
Awesome.
we're going to start talking about the episode, but I want to tell the fans at home that they can call in and ask you, Kylin, a question about the show. That number here is 424-253-0504. Again, that's 424-253-0504. Give us a call. All right, guys, so let's jump into the episode. We had some comments from last week from Max Mustard, JQ116, saying that they think that Mr. Douglas, the creepy teacher who in this episode like harasses Scott about the locker,
Yeah.
he obviously knows what's going on.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
obviously killed the Nick guy and
Maybe.
stuffed him. I know, I'm waiting for you to confirm all these things, obviously. But anyway, we think that he's very creepy, and
Yeah.
some people commented that
You think he's creepy. I just think he's attractive.
she's just into him.
Yeah, that's
that
for most
confuses a
people.
lot of
There's
ladies.
two people. There's
Yeah.
two kinds of people.
You know, hot for teacher or what is he up to?
Exactly.
That's how I am with all guys, all
Yeah.
charming guys.
Good,
What are you
good.
up to? But they were saying that he is actually the Nazi werewolf that was in the tanks. Let's look at
Oh,
his
wow.
face. Let's look at his face for
I don't know.
spoilers. That was in the
people come up
tanks
with all
last
kinds of
season
crazy
that
stuff.
broke out. But you do remember that guy, though. He was like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
tanks, and
Yeah.
at the end of the season, he broke out. We didn't hear from him. It does,
We didn't hear from him.
it
didn't
does
call
look
him.
Tried to
like
call
him.
him. He
He
didn't
didn't text us.
respond.
It does
he deleted
look
his
like him.
Facebook.
No Twitter.
And we find out in this episode that it's like helium that heals people, burn victims.
That's ironic. Helium. I love that.
Yeah, for
cool.
respiratory things, which
So maybe he's stealing that because, he was in the war and probably...
it's great when it fixes everything, but then you talk like this the whole the time.
That's the best part of it. That's
But
the best
he
part.
doesn't talk like that, or else we'd be. If someone talks like that,
Can you
we'll be able to figure it
imagine?
out.
That's
love
how we
that.
figure it out. Is like that's
Yeah,
why their
like-
mouths are sewn shut as the
That's
ghostwriters
it.
walk up and they're like, "We're here to get you."
That'd be amazing. You should be in the writer's room. I think.
Well, thanks to your character, Mason, you do like all the research on the Ghost
Yeah,
Riders.
yeah.
And so what we know about them so far is they ride in on storms and on lightning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can
they're-
you tell us a bit more about your research that you did?
Well, yeah. Well, I think Mason's like a very obsessive
Yeah.
guy, which works to his benefit and also like his disadvantage because he has to figure it out. And if there's something that he doesn't know, like he's gonna just stay up all night till he figures it out. So with the Ghost Riders, they're so mysterious where it's bothering him so much because yeah, they ride in on lightning, but that's still barely scientifically possible, and they delete people from reality. And I'm trying to make it, trying to find a scientific answer to this, this supernatural thing. So that's like Mason's struggle. But it's gonna be really cool, man. Like you're gonna see like him just trying to figure things out. The whole pack is gonna come up with all kinds of plans and things. So there's a lot of cool stuff in the works.
I like
Yeah, so what's it like you not being supernatural? I guess you have to then invest in being like book smart,
Yeah.
doing the research.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I got to learn about Mason. I had no idea how smart he was. Like I thought he was, like a smart guy, but I didn't know he had like a 4.3. That's
4.9.
4.9. Jeez,
You're
yeah.
so
see?
smart, you don't
I
even
know.
know.
Yeah, 4.9.
Nothing but AP classes,
something.
straight A's. That's impressive.
Yeah, but he uses that. So like I think that's kind of like his supernatural thing,
I love how Mason kind of reminds me of how Lydia was in season
Yes.
one.
Yeah,
Until
yeah.
she like got her power. So
There's-
it was like
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool similarities. Like he kind of mimics Lydia in the Smarties area, and also like Stiles, like how he's so obsessive and figuring out things and coming up with plans. So it's really cool. I kind of look up to them. I think that's what Mason does, and that's just how he became part of the pack.
If
know?
Love it.
if you can have a superpower. Now you're a writer in the writer's room. What does Mason get as a power?
Oh man,
We've
See,
got
there's-
Corey being invisible.
yeah. See, it doesn't have to match with like old ancient like
No,
werewolf type
anything
thing.
you want.
Man.
Lydia.
coyote, you could be a werewolf,
Yeah.
you can go
Chronicle,
invisible.
that
you
movie
fly.
Chronicle, like it did it for
Yes.
me. Like I've always wanted to like teleport, like the movie Jumper, but Chronicle, that was so cool. If Mason could like control things like with his hands, like telekinetically, that'd be sick. I'd love that. Fly, of course, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
I want Mason to do the telekinetic thing
That'd
just
be
because like the
sick.
editing would look so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool, like push.
Yeah. Jeff, I know Jeff sometimes watches our show, he says. So,
Just a
Jeff,
heads
if you're
up.
Look it up,
just
man. Look it
listening.
up.
We'd like to see Mason's powers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We want to
people-
keep you smart, not go like Lydia crazy, because
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like the fallout
know.
for Lydia was we were like, now we're just gonna use your mental powers and harness it.
Yeah,
for-
she just gets tortured, like mentally tortured, like you said, every episode. But it's to the benefit of the pack, so.
everybody else jumping around doing fun stuff. Lydia just panicking, crying, getting hit by fictional trains.
Lydia's
So
the
I'm reading the
MVP.
chat a little bit. So Sarah Bond is saying how that's one of her favorite movies, and Cray Cray Tay Tay says, "I love Mason."
Oh man, love me too.
Lots of
Very
love
great
coming
team.
in. So let's go ahead and talk about Mason and Corey's relationship.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like, it's obviously a difficult place to have a relationship in Beacon Hills, especially I always say this, but it's like teenagers in high school. They're finding themselves and they're finding out who they want to spend their time with, but the difference between Mason and Corey's relationship is they're like in life struggles. Like they're embarking on, like they're seeing kids like get choked by ghost riders. I mean, that's just like
That's
was
not like
intense.
normal
that's an
high
intense
school.
thing. I know that's Mason's word, but like that's an intense thing to like balance. So it's gonna be cool. I'm glad that Mason has someone, So it's gonna be cool to see that balance though. Just like to survive together. It's like a bigger. The stakes are higher than just just partners. It's like they're trying to live together, which is really cool. I like it.
Yeah,
I love seeing. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I love seeing the dynamic too of Mason with Corey and then Mason with Liam.
Yeah, it's really cool to rewatch all this because just as the season progresses, it's really cool. It works out, and I love the way that that things are being portrayed. But seeing it now, it's yeah, the tension is pretty high right now, which is cool. It's fun. It's fun to see stuff like that, though. You know, it gets the audience kind of moved.
Watching this episode, was there anything that you were kind of surprised by how you saw it versus how you filmed it?
Yeah, I just the music with the ghostwriters, like that is all. The music choices in general just always just super trippy. I love them. I love all the choices. So I
love that the show is on MTV because I feel like that's part of why like
exactly.
awesome
yeah,
soundtrack to
exactly. They're paying tribute to like really good music, which is awesome.
People are saying Maury makes me cry, so that's apparently
nice.
your
I
ship,
think that's a good
Corey
thing.
and Mason. Maury.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I love that.
Maury. What are they saying?
No, we can see what you guys are saying. We love it. So getting back to the episode, you were nice enough to tutor your boyfriend. I think you guys are official, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of
Maury
course.
is definitely official, and I love that
PDA.
that's sort of like the relationship that we're focusing on this season. 'Cause I love you guys together.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's awesome. I think we really play well together on camera, and so we're tutoring, and you know, that's kind of like the thing. I really like it. Like we're all assets to each other.
Yeah.
You know, like we're friends, but we're helping each other in some kind of way. And I love that's what Mason's about. Like if he's not cheering somebody up, he's trying to bring their grades up. So
Yeah.
that's what he does with Corey too. He knows that Corey might struggle academically, so Mason he's like, I got you, man.
He is an all-around selfless guy.
Yeah,
Mason
which is awesome. He's a very loyal, selfless guy, and I think honestly, I learned things from him. Like it's been awesome playing this character. You know, you take things from characters that you think can excel you in life, and I think his humility is one of those things, and you know, just like his selflessness, like he's just willing to just go the extra mile for other people, and I feel like living that way, you're more happy, more fulfilled.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love that he like Corey doesn't even ask him to help.
Yeah,
He's
no,
just
it's
acting
like out of
like
the
he's there
question.
for himself, but he's obviously there to help
Yeah.
out Corey.
Oh, yeah.
A good boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a good scene. I love that you make it a magnet and then we feel the attraction.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
really
so
good.
obviously
Chemistry
there's
in the chem lab.
Oh yeah.
yes.
Dang,
There's
a lot of
obviously
puns.
something like the magnetic field
Yeah.
though that has something to come into play. This is like again they're bringing it up.
Well, I think it's not really a spoiler, but if you know how like lightning is, it's actually like there's some magnets things involved. I don't know really the science behind it, but there's some kind of magnetic energy involved with creating lightning. So it's all villainous. It's all not for good.
That's
Yeah.
all right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. More info about the Ghost Riders for you guys.
yeah.
So
and every like classroom scene always ties in either that episode or
yeah.
like a later one. Like we finally got the Schrodinger's cat.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy word to say too. Schrodinger. It's just weird to read. Like it's like that's what it looks like. It looks like that's how. Yeah, exactly.
I was honestly worried about your character when you go back in to grab your phone. I'm like, oh no,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
gonna take Mason.
Yeah, that's the point of like this whole season. It's gonna be like who's next? Who's next? So I think the anticipation, like every episode, is gonna just get more and more scary,
Yeah.
which is
I'm
awesome.
so glad it wasn't you though. I thought that
I
it
know.
was
Yeah.
gonna be just from like the trailer when they just show like the feet hanging. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
Mason,
yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
bring Mason.
Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. This whole season is wild.
I'm like not sure though if the Ghost Riders could actually see Corey and you, or if you were invisible.
Oh yeah.
Because it kind of looked like they looked over at you guys, but they were just like, we're not here for you yet.
Yeah, there's very little I can say in this situation, so I'm just listening to your theory. And
That's what
nod.
it seemed to me too. was
Right?
like-
That they could actually
yeah, that
see 'em?
everybody in the invisible realm can see each other and see all the
Yes.
invisible things.
Yes.
So there's no hiding from that's already hiding.
Maybe like the supernatural respects the supernatural because
We have not
Stiles
seen
wasn't.
that on this show
Yeah.
ever. The supernatural
I like
is just
these
like you're a
theories.
werewolf, face punch.
But I mean, what do you
Nice.
what do you guys in the chat think?
Yeah, I want to see what they think.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that you guys are actually seen and respected because I don't know. I really felt like the Ghost Riders could see you guys. But what I love that we find out is let's talk about when you tell Corey that it's not okay that he's not going to be friends with your friends. Like that
Yeah.
is like in real life. how serious is that?
Yeah,
if
that is
the person
serious.
you're dating is
That's
like
like
not
a
friends with your
fork in the
friends.
road type thing.
Yeah.
It's like either we're going the same way or like, we got to separate. And that's kind of like, yeah, I think that was one of those moments. But it wasn't really like an ultimatum. I don't think Mason was trying to put him in that position. But yeah, it was like a serious thing. Like he can see, like, Liam, they've been friends since they were like children, like so a relationship like that can't be forfeited just from like a petty, argument or something like that. So I think Mason was trying to keep everybody together.
I
that's
think
that's
you got
really the whole
through to
season.
him.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. That's the whole season. Like everyone's just trying to stick together.
Okay, the
it.
chat is confirming that they think that the Ghost Riders can see Corey and Mason when they are invisible.
Cool.
So
You'd have to rewatch
we've got
it. We'll see.
confirmation.
Confirmation. I don't know. Maybe.
From the chat's like
Yeah, from
horribly
them.
right. They do like research. They
Yeah,
go
they
back,
are-
rewatch
they go
every
in.
episode, and like if we get anything wrong or we're not sure about something, pops up in the chat or they will comment. It is crazy.
Yeah, they're
so
dedicated.
we love you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. So then we get Corey confronting Liam and saying, you know what, like, I think that we can work this through, like, I want us to be friends. And then when they work together, like, the mystery starts unraveling.
Oh yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, that's the whole theme of this entire show. I think it's just friendship and like teamwork and just unity. And that's like as soon as we get together, as soon as like Liam and Corey finally like, all right, let's do this. Progress happens, and I think that's just a sign of like that's how things are supposed to be in Beacon Hills.
So
Teamwork
it's
makes
like,
the dream work.
Exactly.
yeah. So it's
in,
like-
in short, that's what I was saying.
it's Corey's invisible, and then the fact that Liam has like, he can see like a wolf. He has wolf eyes, so he can just see extremely well. So I guess that's
With our powers combined.
Yeah,
right.
maybe.
So they're combining powers now, and so I guess what was awesome was the fact that they can now see things from the forgotten
Yeah.
when they're together like this.
Yeah, it's like it's I don't want to go too deep, but it's almost like interdimensional travel, like going to the fourth dimension, like the unseen realm. And it's trippy. Like that's what I saw. And I think that's why I really like playing Mason, because I'll read the script and I'll think of it as that. Like I'll think of it like way out there, like, oh wow, that's interdimensional travel. And then Mason's like spazzing out, like saying like, oh, you just saw it and that made it real, and I'm actually like living that. It's not really acting. I get to kind of vicariously be the audience and just say how awesome something is. Like when, because a lot of times when you're filming a series that just has werewolves and death all the time, you can kind of overlook things and things become normal. But if you look at it from a real perspective, like in real life, if this happened, this would blow your mind. And so I get to like experiment with that as Mason.
That's part
Yeah.
of, I think, what makes the show so good too, is because they're so good about combining the supernatural with very, very relatable, real world
Yeah,
things.
that's the thing, because you
So-
don't want to get disconnected to where it's just
Yeah.
like, it's hard to, it's way out there. So they have like a link where people can actually, I think Mason's part of that link where people
They
can,
lassoed us, if
yeah.
you
I
will.
like it.
Like a ghost rider.
Exactly.
So Coach makes an appearance today.
Yeah.
What's it like working with
Oh,
him?
dude, Orny is the best, man. There's so many bloopers that I can't wait for people to see. Like, Orny just makes me laugh. But he's merciless. Like, he'll make me laugh. Like, he'll make anyone laugh. He just does not care. He doesn't care. Like, he'll say something that's totally off the script, but it works. But like, you weren't expecting it, so like you're already anticipating something funny. So like, I'm not gonna smile when he says this. But like, if he says something completely different, you're like, I don't know how to do this. This is so hard. So all the bloopers are just gonna be like people laughing at Orny. He's the best.
Did he come up with go gays, or was that
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah.
in
He
the
came up with
script?
Go Gays,
I'm
and
sure he
that was another one. And then like I had to like just keep it together. Like luckily it wasn't on me while he said that, but I was like, man, this guy is just. He's something. He's hilarious.
The chat wants to know if you and Corey's family have met families yet.
Oh,
met each
I
other's
think
families.
Corey's family has like some issues that haven't. I don't know. We haven't really explored. But not knowing that he was dead, like that's something. Like
Yeah,
that's what he said.
that's
He said
huge.
his family didn't know that he was dead. So I think, I don't think Mason would necessarily want to meet those parents.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Corey's probably met my parents if they're not like. I've had like small talk about like what Mason's family's like, but I just don't know if it'll ever surface, so I can't really say.
Makes sense.
I feel like because Mason's such a good kid, he probably has a really good, strong
I think
family.
so.
You know,
Absolutely.
otherwise, why would
Yeah.
you be like, I really want this 4.9?
Yeah. I think he has a good structure, good
I
foundation.
don't know. I mean, then on the opposite side of that is
Could
some
be
people
trying
are
to prove
just
something.
some people are just like born with that.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
But then you
Yeah.
also have coach like 24/7, like, all right, kids, stop studying, go have fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
I feel like he's also Mason is just like naturally gifted.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
Yeah.
smart too. It just seems like it comes very natural to him.
It's very nice to have a smart kid in the pack helping
Yeah.
everybody out so that they're
Another-
not just like,
A mini Lydia, I
Yes.
guess.
So we see Scott helping Liam, and if you ask me, like Scott trying to get Liam to become captain is sort of like him trying to convince him, you're gonna have to be the alpha.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
leaving next year.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to fill in my gap, and I'm happy that we started here where like the team doesn't like him and coach is gonna make it really hard for him because
Yeah.
that's what it's like in high school.
Yeah.
It's everyone's always against you, especially when you're trying to be captain or do something
Yeah,
good.
and I think, and he's not even a senior, so, and he's trying to be captain, so like
that's a big deal.
That's even bigger things, like when you see like a little kid or like a little guy trying to say like I'm gonna be the boss of you. So yeah, that's difficult. It's gonna be cool to see like the lacrosse players kind of go wishy-washy with Liam. Like, are they gonna go for him? Are they gonna follow him as a leader or not? You know, so that's gonna be really cool.
I've missed the lacrosse too. I'm glad.
Yeah,
it's back.
there's actually more lacrosse. I think there's barely any lacrosse season 5. Like there's
Yeah,
there's, like,
there
a couple.
wasn't. We
Everybody was
missed
just trying to
it.
stay alive. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, don't worry
That's-
about the game.
I mean,
it's
that's
fine.
that's still the case.
There's
like
a crazy
now.
beast like eating my
Yeah.
homework,
My
literally.
apologies. Yeah, but that's still the case now. But there's definitely more lacrosse.
Okay, the chat wants to know, will we see how Mason came out to Liam?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe like if things settle down. Like right now we're halfway into
Yeah.
episode 614, so that's where we're filming right now. I don't see it happen. It would be so random to just say that right now. Just in this, just we're in the thick of it right now. But if things die down, maybe.
We want some, apparently everyone wants some deep conversations with you two.
You know, yeah, we have some really cool like one-on-one moments that I'm really excited for. Oh my god, some of the this last episode I just filmed was just, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
everyone's
so
saying
excited.
in the chat, oh, there's not a next year, but there kind of is. Like, they're forgetting that part B is sort of like another season.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get a whole nother 10
no, it's
after
a lot.
this.
It's no, the fans are definitely gonna get like a lot more of Teen Wolf. It's not like it's almost over. It's just like in the grand scheme of things, yeah. But it's a full season. You know, there's a lot going on. I think people are gonna be very satisfied.
And it's nice. We were talking about this last week, how just the theme this season is like, don't forget me, and it's Teen Wolf's last
Don't
season.
Yeah.
It's like, it all
forget
goes in
about
together.
Yeah, no, there's even like even 6B, like they have some really cool themes that are going to be very current, and it's yeah, I love it. I don't want to,
Yeah, I know.
don't
We're
wanna-
approaching spoilers, but
yeah,
I
I can
love
only
it.
just anticipate you guys, like make you guys just get ready for it. You know?
Excited.
I was happy we got to see Deaton this episode.
Yeah,
And
was
he
dope.
tells Scott, if you want to know what your subconscious is trying to tell you, like, go to sleep. Does that work for you guys in real
Oh my
life?
god, see. You're talking to someone that was like, but I was so obsessed with lucid dreaming. Like I
Yes.
would, no, seriously.
Me
like,
too. I tried so hard to do it and I never could.
Oh my god, no, I
Did you do it?
Yeah, like it's not even like a thing. Like no, I think everyone can do it, but it just you have to be dedicated. And who's dedicated to dreaming? Like you literally have to practice dreaming. Like waking up in the middle of the night, like at 3 a.m., like tracking like when you're in your deepest sleep, and then document that, and then like you have to like walk throughout the day, say like I'm not dreaming, and then like
Wow.
in your dream I'm dreaming, and then in your dream you'll subconsciously say that, and then you'll realize, oh yeah, I am dreaming, and then like you'll break into it. Then you have to not get excited when it happens, so then you can stay in it. Oh my god, I could talk about
This
it
is
forever.
like some crazy Lydia stuff
That's
right here.
amazing.
I seriously like I love stuff like that, but it's just it's a lot of work to dream like that. So then it falls off, and then you just got to pick it up later.
But did it work? Like, were
Oh
you
my
able
god!
to go
yeah.
in your dreams?
Yeah,
and
I went in my dreams. Mostly, I'd fly. I'd had to like.
So
I'd
it's
have,
like
So you already know what your
Teen
superpower
Wolf,
would be.
super-
yeah, no,
supercharged.
it's really fun, but it's like I refrain from telling the stories because it seems like I'm just making it up, because it's just out. It's otherworldly. It's just
Say
like
it. It's cool.
no, like I'd seriously fly. Like I'd feel
That
like
is
I'm
so
flying, and I'd
cool.
feel the air, and I'd smell things. It's awesome.
I really like my dreams. I do feel like they're real, but I'm not in
The
control
only
of
time
them.
I would like lucid dream is I was like, oh, maybe I'm awake and here's my cat. No, I am awake and there's my cat. I gotta
That's
go
like
feed it.
Lydia tonight in the
Yeah,
episode.
see, that there's other things like called sleep paralysis where you think you're.
I've had that.
That's what happens when
Terrifying.
you lucid dream a lot. You can go in sleep paralysis all the time.
I do that a lot where you wake up and you can't move and you have to
Paralyzed.
wait for the rest of your body to wake up so then you can move.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
And you can like hallucinate. Oh my. Yeah.
You guys are tripping me out over here.
Oh my.
We're not talking
We're running
about
a
that
whole
anymore.
new episode
anyway,
over here.
So where that leads us in the episode is Scott wakes up in the woods, and how much did you love that flashback to
that was
season
really
one
cool.
where
That was
he
really
got
cool.
bit, and then that reminds him that, hey, I had a best friend, and all the packs like, yeah, I was looking for this person all day. And Malia was like, yeah, I was chained up, didn't know who helped me. So
Yeah.
it was like finally they all kind of remembered.
Yeah, they remembered that they forgot something, which is pretty cool. Like, and that's just it's
Mm-hmm.
just gonna progress from there.
Yeah.
I like it.
So Malia is obviously missing Stiles. She was with some random guy,
Yeah.
and she was manhandling him.
Yeah, she sure was, man. Malia's
That's why I
definitely.
love her.
Yeah, she wears the pants in the relationship, most definitely. Yeah, I think she's definitely missing Stiles. I think everyone's
Mm-hmm.
missing. That's really interesting to miss someone that you don't even remember. Yeah. But it's like I think Stiles made a huge impact on the entire show, like the entire Teen Wolf, like and even me, like just his
Definitely.
character is he inspired Mason. So like there's just so much about that character. So it's just it's gonna be interesting to see everyone kind of longing for him, like the characters and the audience. It's just we're all kind of like we miss Stiles already, you know, like and I think that's just gonna be really cool. We're all going through it together, you know.
Yeah. I loved how then Lydia went through the reenactment, and then Malia had to save her in traffic. That was sort of like almost like a lucid dream, but she
Yeah.
was like daydreaming. It was crazy. 'Cause
Yeah,
in her
yeah.
head, she was like in control, but then she was actually in daylight walking around. That was scary.
See, it would just be so weird to live life as Lydia.
Yeah.
Gosh, like every day would just be an event. Like it'd just
Yeah.
be crazy.
To go from I'm
torture.
gonna be valedictorian to like, is this train real?
Is this real life?
This nurse
Is this real
with
life?
the train coming out of her mouth. Are you seeing this?
Yeah, she's man.
I love the phantom limb analogy too that they do with Stiles. How like
Yeah.
everybody is like,
That's what
I
it
feel like
is.
something's
That's
here,
what
but
it
it's
is.
not.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
And then
cool.
when they finally get Lydia to write out. Now, I didn't understand, why would she write mischief? I know they were like, oh, that doesn't matter, it spells Stiles, but it was still weird that was the word that was written so many times.
I think that's a good question to keep. I think it's gonna get answered.
everything always means something.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
love that
yeah.
you know what it is. And we're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
What does this word mean,
I feel
guys?
like I have all the
Help.
power right
It
now.
makes me think of like Mischief Night, like the Halloween thing. I don't know.
Made me think of Sweeney Todd when she was like chanting mischief. Have you guys seen that? It was like really creepy.
Definitely.
The whole time we were watching the episode, I was thinking of Hocus Pocus. Like every
I
time
haven't seen
Scott
that.
would look at something.
Yeah, you said that. I haven't seen Hocus
It's like
Pocus.
the best
Remember when you
Halloween
remember.
movie ever.
Dang
You
it,
gotta
I haven't
watch
seen
it.
Missing
You
out.
gotta watch it.
Last thing of this episode I want to cover before we get into an interview with you.
Cool.
Imagine we haven't even gotten there yet.
I know, right?
Is Stiles' mom, Claudia, returns.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that I really know about her death, and maybe the chat can help us out with this, is that Stiles blames himself for his mom's death.
Yeah, I know. That's really harsh. Like when I read that, I was like, ooh. So like that's you know what they're saying then, right? It's just like since he's gone, like
Yeah.
She's
now
alive.
And she's alive.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
horrible.
because even when he comes
That's
back,
horrible.
Because then she's gonna disappear if he comes back. Like, so that's gonna bring up a whole nother thread
Yeah.
in Teen Wolf if someone doesn't exist and they caused someone to die, that person who
The
died
butterfly
because
effect.
of
Oh my
them
God.
is now back.
but the more intense butterfly effect, the werewolf effect.
My
Yeah.
brain hurts. My
I can
brain
only
hurts.
imagine who else is gonna show up that has died in the past because of a character. I hope it keeps happening.
Don't know.
Yeah, the chat is a little bit confused about it, but I am
was
excited to
died.
find out. They said I was died. I think
died.
that means they're confused. Yeah, people are saying they didn't get why his mom came back,
yeah.
but it must be, and this
Because
makes it obvious to us that it actually was his fault.
Ouch.
Yeah, because he was erased from existence.
Ouch.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why the mother is back, because it was obviously
It wasn't just
Styles'
they took him.
fault.
It was
Yeah.
that his mom
as
died.
Deacon was saying, it's
Technically, yeah.
worse is that they're erased.
Yeah. All right, so now I would like to get into an interview with you.
Let's do it.
So I want to know what were like your early influences on your acting and how do they manifest in your work today? Like maybe what was something from your childhood?
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like acting was one of those crafts that I learned to love. I've always kind of done it while I was pretending, and I'd like always have characters in my head, but it wasn't like a thing where I'd look at movies and just say I want to do that. That came with after, I was kind of in the industry and I was just practicing it just because it was something fun to do. And then I booked something, and then I was just like, wow, like this is so fun. This is the funnest thing ever. So I really look up to Leonardo DiCaprio, and
Love him.
I watch Jake Gyllenhaal. He's one of my favorites, man. Just the way that Donnie Darko is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I just really identified with that movie, therefore the actor, and I just watch them and hope that maybe I can like portray something that impacts a kid like it impacted me. But it's difficult to watch actors and then try to immediately portray that without,
Right.
because it has to be authentic. It can't be something that you're trying to portray. It has to be something you kind of just organically just kind of soak up. And that comes with like practice and study. So Leonardo DiCaprio is one of them. Definitely one of them. I love that guy. He's awesome.
So I think you saw before we got started here to kind of like alleviate my nerves and just get me in the mood. I like put my hands in the
Yeah,
air to like
just-
open up the diaphragm.
Nice.
So is there something that you do before you go on set to kind of like relax you and
Well, there's always like I make sure I'm in the right mindset. Like the more access I have to myself, like the more clear-headed I am, because that's really what I have to do as an actor. I have to. Sometimes you can pretend to say words. I can easily memorize the lines and just pretend to be scared, or I can just make myself like really scared. But you have to have access to yourself. Like you have to know yourself, and there's just a lot of internal work. So I have to, before I even get on set, that's just first and foremost what I have to do. Just whatever it takes to internally wire myself, like to connect to the scene. It's hard to put in words because it's really like
Yeah.
it's just something that you do like instinctively on the inside, but I have to get there first before I can just snap. I have to prepare myself.
You do such a good job too with the non-verbals, like the
Yes.
close-ups and stuff,
Yeah, it's
like how you
fun.
can just see on your face, like
It's fun.
if
Like
there were words on the page, this is what they would be.
yeah, that's the thing. We're always thinking. So that's one of the things that I've learned to do now. Like when I first started acting, all I saw was the camera. I was like, wow, it's like in my face. But no, it's my character. Like Mason just thinks for me, which is really fun. I get to see his thoughts. Like he's always just thinking of something, so it's just fun to always play with that in my head, just bouncing ideas back and forth, and the camera kind of sees that with my eyes. I don't even recognize I'm doing it. That's why it's weird to watch myself.
Why it's so good.
It's so interesting to watch myself. It's like another person, honestly.
Kind of playing off of that, are there any scenes that we have seen thus far that you filmed that were like your absolute favorites?
No.
No?
No, it's this episode. It's 6/14. Yeah. Oh man. And no. Also, it's 6/13 too, with when Tyler Posey directed, and then the next one. Oh, those two. Oh god. I can't wait for people for that.
the
see
chat is like, can you guys see our questions? I missed your question, but if you write it again, I will ask Kylin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if not acting, was there another career you wanted to explore? I know you can kind of explore that
Yeah,
acting,
yeah.
but was there something else when you were younger that you were like, I'm gonna be?
I think
this?
I wanted to be a vet, but that wasn't a passion. That was just something. I just love animals, and I just want to like help them.
This is a good show for you.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
you're kind of doing that.
I know. Yeah, definitely. I worked with a wolf too, which is awesome.
Oh,
so cool.
wow.
And these horses this season,
What?
trippy, crazy.
That's
But
awesome.
I've loved writing ever since I learned how to spell. Like I found things that I just wrote like as a journal, like in first grade, and it's just I think I would love to do that. I already have stories and ideas. So if it wasn't acting, I'd definitely just be a novelist or something.
Yes.
Grow a beard, get like some Harry Potter glasses, and like pose like this and like write books.
I know this is like primarily your life. You live and breathe Teen Wolf right now,
Yeah.
but is there? Do you still write? Is there like a
of
side
course.
project that you have in mind?
I just, I prefer to call myself a writer once I completely finish something
Right.
and being able to show it to someone like a complete product. But I have a lot of stories, and being around creative people like Dylan Sprayberry, like we're best friends, and we come up with ideas all the time. We co-write things, so yeah.
They want to know what the best part of Dylan Sprayberry is, since you brought him up.
Man, he's just I don't know, he's the homie, man. He just makes me laugh. He's very open too. Like he'll share music with me and I'll share music with him, and a lot of times it's kind of either or with people. People have their own kind of zone, and they'll share their zone, that like what they like to do, but that's about it. But he's willing to kind of like see some of the stuff that I'm into, and we kind of share things, and it's cool. It betters ourselves, and
Definitely.
we rehearse together, and we come up with
that's
really
awesome.
cool ideas. So he's an asset, man. He's an asset for me. Helps
Kind
the
of
creative
talking
juices.
about your music vibes, and of course, the show has such good music. What's on your playlist right now?
Oh man, I love Tame Impala. I just probably
Tame
most
Impala,
most of
I
these
gotta listen
things.
to this.
Most of these things I'm gonna say it's just probably people don't know, but Tame Impala, James Blake is really cool. Deftones is really cool. I listen to like things I don't even know the artists' names, like Pandora, and then I'll find like artists like this and artists like these, and then create like this entire sound on my playlist. So I'd have to look it up to tell you guys.
I
but
want like a Mason playlist now.
I
that'd
know.
be so
You gotta
cool.
let this.
People have
happen.
asked me like
That'd be
what
awesome.
Mason would listen to. I'd have to like really put some thought in that. That'd be cool though. That'd be cool to come up with.
So a lot of people in the chat are asking, obviously you've worked really hard to get to where you are. They're just saying, what advice do you have for people aspiring to work in the industry?
Yeah, it sounds probably cliche, but just if you have something that that you want to do, regardless of what the circumstances are, just go for it. Because a lot of people can look at things and I haven't booked anything in a year or so, or I don't even know how to do this or that, and look at the natural circumstances and then kind of give up before they even give themselves a chance. But I really think that, not to get too out there, but if you desire something, the universe is going to support your decision. And it's just a matter of like, are you willing to pass the test to get through it? And sometimes there's like, I wanted to give up a lot of times. Like I've just for little things, like I've gotten really close to jobs and I haven't booked it, but I think those are designed to like the people who really want it are going to continue to go forward. And it's not that anyone's special. It's just that some people didn't give up and some people did. And that's just, it's very cliche sounding, but it
makes a lot of sense.
the truth. It's the truth. And I've seen it for myself because I've wanted to give up, and by not giving up, I can be on a really cool show. So I'm just going to continue in that direction, just keep moving forward.
No, but I do like what you said a lot, because I think a lot of people don't look at those things as tests. They're just like,
That's all it
they
is.
look at it as, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
This is a reflection of me in a
Yeah.
mirror, and I'm not good enough. And it's nice that you in your head phrase it as, this is a test.
That's all it
and
is.
And that's probably why you get past it. It's all about how
Your
you look at things
perspective,
in perspective.
Because you can look at it as like a huge setback and as a wall, but if you look at it as a test, you know that, oh, I can climb it. That's it. So that's how I look at every situation. I try to. It takes work, because your emotions are going to tell you otherwise. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we
Thank
loved
you.
having you on here.
This was a lot of fun.
Yay! Thanks for coming. We're gonna
Thank you.
roll into predictions.
Okay.
Here it's
Predictions.
coming. There's a sound effects.
Oh,
There we go.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I know that you can't really give us predictions, but I'm gonna ask you, like, from last season to this season, like, what's different? What's sort of like that we have to look forward to that's different coming this season?
I think 6B, we go back to like the jokingness, the happiness, the lightheartedness, because I mean it hasn't happened yet, but of course you guys know that things are gonna get pretty dark, pretty bleak
Yeah.
for Beacon Hills. That's just how it always is. But
Bleakin' Hills.
There's a
Beacon
light
Hills-
at the end of this
Yeah,
dark
but it's-
tunnel of Beacon Hills.
I know, but it's gonna be really cool, like to see the kind of Scott and Stiles 2.0 thing. That's what it's like season 1. we're kind of paying tribute to that, which is going to be fun for everyone to watch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I still think that Mr. Douglas is to blame here. I think he's working with the Ghost Riders. I think the Ghost Riders can see you guys when you're invisible.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Elena, do you have any predictions?
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But I mean, I feel like I'm gonna hold out hope that maybe we can have a teacher that won't try to kill all the students.
I am
Besides
really
Miss
worried
Martin.
about you, Mason, because since you're not supernatural, there's like you
I
could
know.
be taken.
I know.
We're
the
like
dangers
form a
are just-
protective wall around
Yes.
my
know.
If you
I
just
know.
stay here with us at AfterBuzz,
That
you could be
be
safe.
Yeah, we could just do that. And Mason just
Mrs.
be off
Martin
of Beacon
said
Hills.
that Beacon Hills is a safe space. Clearly, she's lying.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, she was
Exactly.
tripping with I don't know what made her say
As soon as
that.
she said that, I was like, when has that ever been true?
No, it's not. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in again. You can follow me at Cinematic Escape on Twitter. Elena and Kylin, please tell us where we can find you guys.
You can find me on Twitter at Khylin Rambo.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and then also Instagram, same thing. Khylin Rambo.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
And
Thanks, guys.
Elena Jordan, where can we find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at That Alana Jordan Girl.
All right, guys. Same time, same place next week. Good night.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Hang out.
See you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.